everybody, we are here at the Toronto International Film Festival. My next guest that I have here with me is an independent filmmaker and here for the screening of his upcoming film, Perontale, also known as Soul Descent. Mr. Sidharth Srinivasan, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Welcome to TIFF and welcome to Toronto. How has your time been here so far?
Well, Toronto has kind of embraced me with open arms, so thanks Toronto, and TIFF's been a mind-blowing experience thus far. We had a world premiere of Perontale at the TIFF Bell Lightbox, and it was the second film ever to be screened over there, so you can imagine the emotions that were running through me. I mean, kind of unveiling and unleashing my film for the first time ever to the world, as it were.
Talk to me a little bit about the film. What inspired you to write this story and direct this sort of film?
Right, you know, the film is it's what I like to call an Indo-Greek tragedy. So it's a dark film. It's a film with art house sensibilities, if you will, but it also has a very strong genre element in it. So there's elements of horror and thriller and all of that also. It's a kind of absurdist, existentialist kind of story of a man, a lower caste watchman of an abandoned mine, and this man is a creature of habit. He's like totally duty bound and routine oriented. But in this man's life, an event happens which forces him to make a call between tradition on the one hand and modernity on the other. And the decision he takes kind of sets into motion this domino effect, a chain of events that causes the world around him to turn upside down. By the time he comes to know what he's been responsible for, it may just be too late. So in a sense, it plays like an epic of sorts, you know, but it's dealing with this landscape of Delhi that you've never seen on the Indian screen before, on the screen before. You otherwise have seen the Delhi of Dilli Che or Chandni Chowk or India Gate and all of that. But here you have the Delhi of the outskirts of Gurgaon and Noida and, you know, what we call the NCR, the National Capital Region of Delhi, which epitomizes the growth story, you know, the miracle of the Indian growth story. Malls, multiplexes, skyscrapers, condos, you name it. But this film...
Where was the movie predominantly shot?
Entirely in this landscape, in Faridabad and Gurgaon and amid the Aravalli forests. Which is right where this region is. And if you see the film, you'd never imagine that it's actually a stone's throw away from South Delhi. So the film explores actually the underbelly of this area.
Okay.
So where on the one hand you're talking of growth and this miracle that's happening right in front of one's eyes, but at the same token you have like honor killing and land and caste politics and violence against women and illegal mining. All these kind of issues run rampant through the narrative. Though it's at the end of the day, it's not a preachy, messagey kind of film at all. It's the story of one man and his wife and his feudal master, and the kind of this one man's journey and the choices he makes during the course of the narrative and what the ramifications of his actions.
You mentioned that you didn't want to have a familiar face in your film. Do you think that's the best route to take when it comes to, let's say, testing waters with these new films? Like, let's just say if you had a known face, do you think?
Of course, I mean, there's no denying that. But A, it's a no-brainer because I didn't have the budget for a known face.
Right.
You know, I mean, so the thought never crossed my mind. It was, for me, it was like I want to do justice by my script. I want to be as truthful to my script. So if I am to be truthful to my script, then I need actors who like fit the bill, they fit the role, they embody and personify the character that's there in my mind's eye. And if I have to do that truthfully and do justice to that, then I have to cast the right person for it. It's not about his marketability or bankability. And honestly speaking, the actors in India on whose name you can actually sell a film, you can count them on your fingertips. There are not even 5 of them.
You're right.
You know,
You're
honestly speaking. Right. So now, if I were to try and approach a Shah Rukh or an Amir for this kind of film, I may as well sit and wait the rest of my life to, you know, the film won't get off the ground.
They're such commercial actors. I mean, they're good at what they do. They stick to their
They're
niche.
brilliant.
But
They're brilliant.
I think it also depicts a sort of a negative connotation to their part because they're taking a huge risk.
Of course.
With an independent filmmaker, with a film we don't know how it's going to do.
Yeah.
It's not commercial. So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think these are the kind of films that they should test.
Well,
It
they
challenges
will.
their roles.
They are, it's like Amir definitely is. I mean, he's such an intelligent filmmaker. He's a true artist and a very intelligent person. I really think he knows how to he's got the Midas touch. He can sell snow to an Eskimo. I mean, he can make a film. He knows how to make it correctly and how to market it correctly. Then we very often what happens with independent filmmakers, they make a great film, but then they don't know what to do with it after that, because
they don't have the budget for it either,
you don't
right?
have a budget, you don't have the know-how, the wherewithal, the infrastructure. It takes all of that, and well, I mean, that's part of the game, I guess.
No, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Soul of Sand is an excellent film. Audience will definitely enjoy it, and we wish you all the success with TEF and your upcoming endeavors, and hopefully we'll run into each other soon.